Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, and I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dang. History is Dang with Strider Wilson. Dangness from the past. Friggin' what is up, dude? Right now, slipping on my frickin' headphones, airing on the sticks, fired up for a new ep of History is Dang, dude. And I mentioned that I'm slipping on my frickin' headphones here because, you know, for all of you listening, you can't see, but, you know, maybe you can hear when I do this. I shaved my dome, dude. I shaved it. You can see it on the YouTube. By the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this yet. There's a YouTube channel where I'll be posting these, the podcast vids as well. Of course, it's called History is Dang. It's just on YouTube. And then, but yeah, dude, check this out, dude. Did it number 8. I just went for it, you know? Went for it, dude. During the quarantine, dude, you just got to go for it sometimes, dude. And it feels nice. I feel fast. Feel like I can move, you know? Aerodynamic. I'm whipping my dome around. Can you hear this? I want to just give you, the listeners at home, this effect. What up? What up? Just chill. See that? How fast that is? My GF dude just freaking, hey baby, can you give me some ice cream? Hey baby, can you give me some ice cream? You know? Oh, we're out. Oh, let's chill, pick some up tomorrow. See how fast that is, dude? Kidding me? Eat that ice cream so fast, dude, it freaking melt how fast I'm freaking putting it in my mouth, dude. That freaking, creating that force, that heat, that energy. But it's sick, dude. You know, I kind of look, Aaron, maybe I'm being a little too bold in saying this, dude, but like, if you didn't know me, dude, you just saw me cruise in, like, you probably think maybe I'm an off-duty Marine.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Appreciate that, dude.
And like the fastest off-duty Marine.
Thank you, dude. Yeah. Thank you. I'd be in like a quick strike unit, you know, like maybe just like maybe I'd be like probably a medic, dude. You know, get there, help dudes out, revive. I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty, dude, and it fires me up when I revive a bro. And yeah, dude, I'd be so fast, dude. Honestly, I mean, you know what, dude? Medic's too heroic and I'm too soft. I'd probably still be a tank valet. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, yo, we need the tanks. We need to get the tanks up to the left flank. I'd be like, dude, I got you guys. Already freaking backed these puppies in. What do you need, dude? Pull up some Shermans, dude. I don't even know if they're using those nowadays. And just freaking get them ready to go. That'd be sick if I could be a helicopter valet, dude. Freaking just some Cobras, dude. Freaking valet some Cobras. Maybe a Chinook. Something like that. Something tight, you know? An Apache. Fun fact, of course, not Cobra. But I think the Marine Corps names all of their helicopters after Native American tribes. Which maybe, you know, some people are thinking the irony, oh, the Army, U.S. Army, you know, the Trail of Tears and depleting the Native Americans in the war and Custer and the Last Stand and everything. That was the Army. The Marines, I think, when were the Marines founded? Maybe they were in 1812. Maybe there was Marines already. I got to look that up. Maybe we got to do History of Marines ep, dude. I'm fired up on that. But in any case, it's as close I'll get to getting my stripes because, you know, if you're a Marine, it's basically, you're a huge badass. Seems like they're always like the first into battle, which is pretty gnarly. We're at the shores of Tripoli, like their song. I got to look up of when the Marines went to Tripoli. For some reason, I want to say 1812, but I don't think it was that.
I think it was founded in 1775.
Dang, so they were there in the Revolutionary War. That's pretty gnarly. Didn't know that. Aaron, that's what I'm talking about, dude. On the sticks, just freaking making it happen. That's so sick, dude. So friggin' sick.
Their mascot is an English bulldog. Shouldn't it be an American bulldog?
I would think as well.
Dude.
I would think that as well. Maybe they were sticking it to the English, you know, just that sort of that, you know, fiery spirit of corpsmen. Just being like, yeah, we're going to take, not only are we going to liberate ourselves from the tyranny of the British, but we are straight up going to take your dogs too, dude. That's, yeah, you jack a dude's dog. Do you go to Huntington Beach? You try to jack some MMA fighting, calf tattooed, flat build, cap wearing bros bulldog? Are you kidding me, dude? Board short wearing? I'm pretty sure I saw a bulldog wearing a pair of board shorts in Huntington last time I was there, dude. Just freaking packing a lip of just some skull, grape flavored skull, dude. Bulldog just dipping, dude. And I'm not even going to kid you right now, dude. I heard bulldogs in Huntington Beach have great floor game, great mat game when it comes to MMA fighting, dude. Their ground stuff, dude, their sparring abilities, dude, but you get them on the mat, that's where the Bulldogs thrive. It's pretty, I'm not into dog fighting or condoning it. I'm just saying they train, and it's a fun form of, I guess, cardiovascular exercise. It's sick. You're using your dome. Anyway, dude. Anyway. Yeah, I've always wanted to just be a Marine, but I don't think it can happen. It's basically like, basically camping, and I suck at camping, plus people trying to shoot you. That's maybe what it's like being in the Army. That's definitely in the olden days, but even nowadays, dude, like just posting up in 100-degree weather, dude. I enjoy camping. Look, I get stoked when I'm out there seeing an eagle, being like, dude, bro, did you see that? You see that freaking eagle just cruise by? And your buddy always just missed it, of course. You got to go, oh, dude, you just missed it, dude. It was sick. Even a bear. It's freaking what? You see a grizzly, it's like 600 pounds, 8 feet tall. Somehow, someone in the crew is going to miss that because they're, looking at some sap coming off of a fresh pine or something like that next to you, or scoping some moss or some friggin' sick, some sort of mushroom that only grows every 10 years, and they're stoked on that, and they're going to miss some other nature. So I'm all about getting amped up on nature, dude, taking a healthy amount of whiskey, trying to feel like a cowboy, holding a knife, bringing a knife out there that the only thing I'm going to use it for is hurting myself, probably at some point by accident, but just feeling amped on that, But when it comes to, military, I think it'd be so sick. I need my creature comforts. I want to go camping. I want to go for a hike, hydrate while I'm out there hiking around with my GF, enjoying it, snapping some photos, taking some pics together. And then, I want to go stay somewhere that's got Wi-Fi, because I want to drill myself. Let's be honest. I want to drill myself to some Wi-Fi after camping. I want to go to Google and I want to type in 35-year-olds in love, treating each other right physically, doing it right, smooching. I want some close-ups on some face smooch action. Then I do want to see some definite unjoying from both parties, some drilling. And then I will be drilling myself. And then I will be Jackson Pollocking all over our cabin floor and cleaning it up. I'm not going to leave that around. Sorry to get blue there so soon in the podcast, but I've got art on my dome. Because today, our historical share is about art. In fact, it's about surrealist art. And double in fact, dude, it's about the intersection of surrealist art and dorm room wall decor. Why is it the subconscious speaking to put surrealist art on a freshman bro's dorm room wall? Why is that art there more than anything? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I think other than a Fight Club poster, surrealist art, and I think we're all thinking of the same one right now. It's Salvador Dali's, Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory. Look at this. There it is. For those of you tuning in on just listening, I have it projected right now for, cruise over to the YouTube if you get a chance. It'd be sick, but don't worry. I'm going to make this listening appropriate as well as this podcast, as this is a podcast, and that is the medium. I didn't pull the highest resolution photo here, so don't feel like you're missing out, But this is the one that has like the dripping clocks and all that. It's like a, and I pulled up. Let me describe this in proper terminology here. It's a dream world. So Dali here has painted a dream world of desires based on the Catalan landscape, that's in Spain, Catalan, Catalan landscape, and profound meditation on the theme of space-time continuum. So you have to think to yourself, if you're a college freshman and you put this up here and you're able to talk about space-time and dreams, and you're discovering, this is a time when you're in college, you're discovering yourself, you know what I mean? And this is sick, and you went to some party, dude, and then by chance, dude, you happen to score, and don't tell my GF I said this, dude, don't tell my GF I'm gonna say this, but you got a bunny hopping her way back to your dorm room with you, dude, and then you get in your dorm room, and you go to your hidden bottle, like a Snapple bottle with frickin', you know, probably some Sailor Jerry in there, something like that, dude. Maybe some JMO if you're lucky, dude. You're able to hap upon that, dude. And you're pouring yourself some warm, disgusting tasting shots, dude. And then you're going to talk about dreams, dude. That's deep. That leads not only to lovemaking, but maybe honestly to a straight up relation. And that's what fires me up. And that's why I think the ability to discuss art, and I got fired up on art because I'm like, you know, when people talk about comedy, and this is what Conan O'Brien says, he goes, it's a art form where nobody goes, oh, I don't know what's funny. How many people do you know that in your life that have gone, nah, man, jokes, I mean, that's just like, I just don't have any taste in it. Like someone can say something funny, I'm like, dang, dude, I just don't get it. It's like, no. People are sort of built in with the humor. People kind of know. Some people have more of a ribald humor. You know, they like the blue stuff. They like when I talk about drilling myself. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. And my GS mom, if you're listening. Sorry. It's just truth, you know. I told you what episode 1, I'm being brave and honest. This is a podcast. It's truth. And then other people have, oh, they love puns. I freaking get fired up on puns. Some people love, you know, a visual joke. They love slapstick humor, all that stuff. But when it comes to painting, so, you know, nobody is, and that's why people are so tough on stand-up comics, and it's so hard. People sit there, they're like this. You got to prove to me, that's what Conan says, you got to prove to me that you're funny, that what you're saying is going to register with me, because I know what's funny. That's how people approach comedy often. And, but with painting, architecture, you know, sculpture, especially when it comes to modern stuff, abstract stuff, it's like, well, what is going on here, dude? And so the ability of surrealist art that can free you up because you're talking about your dreams, so people can't really fact check you on that, which is sick. And if you're a freshman in college, that's going to be sick. Maybe you're subconsciously, in a surreal manner, doing that by putting that poster on your wall, giving you something sick to talk about. But, you know, Fight Club's also pretty sick to talk about. But then I thought, you know what? The persistence of memory is definitely, I've seen it on a billion dorm room walls. And I've got a lot of bros. I've been fortunate, you know, I hang my hat on my dome of my ability to be chilling with bros at valet. You know, I'm the elder valet, dude, coaching young dudes up, telling them, you know, pack a banana, dude, potassium up. It's going to be hot today, dude. You know what I mean, dude? Hydrate, dude. Don't let me catch you not hydrating, and steer clear of the fish stew, okay, when you go to the cafeteria. These are just things I'm telling bros, you know? So I've been in a lot of dorm rooms, and I've seen the persistence of memory in a lot of them, dude. But I would say probably a more appropriate painting, if you were going to stick to surrealism here, would be The Great Masturbator. Because once again, drilling yourself is something that every college freshman is doing. And let's be honest, if you're going to talk about your dreams, as much as I hope that it would lead to lovemaking and eventual dank relationship between a new GF and BF, the odds of that are pretty low still. You know, you're just getting to know someone, and I think you're probably going to end up straight up great masturbating is what, and here it is. It's kind of a self-portrait view of Dali's overgrown ego and its transformations, posed in a dreamlike, of course, surreal landscape, along with various objects of desire. Beloved gala or desert oasis, but also accompanied by paranoid fears of unknown faceless figures and insects. And this is this is called The Great Masturbator, but it's more of a commentary on ego. From the persistence of memory. This came before the persistence of memory, and it has Dali's nose. I think he was like concerned about the size of his nose. He puts it in the persistence of memory. He puts it in here, and this is sort of just about, and you know, a sort of a masturbatory thing of like the ego and the self, not as so much as the direct meaning of drilling yourself, which I so often refer to. So I feel like that would be, if I was a freshman, definitely would be telling the tale of my freshman year of college. There's no question about that. And that would be on my wall. Although what I did have on my wall was a Princess Bride poster, which is a freaking straight up dank movie. And I just thought it would be cool to have that up there. I'm like, oh, dude, everyone's got persistence of memory. Everyone's got Fight Club. I got to go Princess Bride, dude. Catch people with some curveballs here. There was at least 4 or 5 other dudes that had it. By the way, if you're wondering, I went to UC San Diego. Tight. Not the best socially. A lot of my boys went to State. A lot of my boys went to USD, so I was chilling with them a lot. UC San Diego, I had some dank bros there, but not my inner circle of bros. Not my squad, dude. So now, before I move on to the next painting, I kind of want to just walk through some iconic. I found a really very dank article of iconic surrealist paintings, and then but first I've been talking about surrealism. We know it's this sort of dream thing. We know it's like this freaking, honestly right now all I've described as dreams. So let's describe it how the surrealists themselves describe it, and looking at our freaking dog Andre Breton. He wrote the movement's manifesto in 1924, arguing for an uninhibited mode of expression derived from the mind's involuntary mechanisms, particularly dreams, and called on artists to explore the uncharted depths of the imagination with radical new methods and visual forms. So this is tight, dude. Anything goes. It also sprung from the Dadaist movement, which came before that, which was sort of absurdist art to sort of poke fun at art, or I just kind of maybe a little bit of a meta movement. And I have a Dadaist piece that I like to refer to towards the end of this pod, so stick around for that. So yeah, dude, definitely everyone thinks, oh, surrealism, Salvador Dali. He's definitely the name that comes, with straight up, like, if you're going to talk about Pablo Picasso, a lot of people don't really know about Braque, who also founded Cubism with him, the multiple perspective stuff. But then he went to World War I, got PTSD, or as they call it then, shell shock, war neurosis, war fatigue, battle fatigue, all these same things for what we call PTSD today. So he kind of, and some people argue, technically from a standpoint, he was amazing. But then, dude, JT and I were cruising around freaking Modern Art Museum in New York, dude. Freaking just, dude, Picasso's a beast, dude. But we're sticking to the surrealists today. So moving on from the Great Masturbator, a piece that, heavily describes what I was doing my freshman year of college, besides taking in some dank history courses and, some econ courses, which was my major, but, always got the worst grades in. But I used, it's a major I use today by scoring freaking fat tips at valet. So it was effective and a good choice to make, if you don't know exactly what you want to do at that time. All right. So another painting I'd like to share here, a surrealist artist, is Lorena Carrington, and her roles of a writer, painter, sculptor, weaver, and a mother affected her body of work. In her painting Ulus Pants, which I have here, she explored Celtic mythology as well as Mexican cultural tradition to create a hybrid of monstrous characters, shapeshifters, which elaborate ideas of self-analysis on symbolic level. So like that, dude, look at this freaking thing. It's freaking sick, dude. You got a lot of dank coloration here, a lot of blues, dude. A lot of sick stuff. Got a lot like an owl-looking monster here, something like that. My GF, a while back, I got fired up thinking my GF was into owls. No idea where I got that idea from. I bought her an owl mug. She's like, "This is cool, but why?" I was like, "You like owls?" She's like, "What? Not really. Like, I mean, I don't dislike owls. They're sick, but I'm not about to purchase myself a mug." I was like, "Oh, my bad, dude." So now I sip out of that mug. Yeah, dude. So amazing coloration here. This looks like, if you look at this, dude, freaking looks like a dream. You got floating ghosts back there. You got freaking horses with like straight up kite heads, K-I-T-E heads. That's sick. That's floating, dude. When I'm talking about dreams, I'm talking about floating, dude. Amazing blue castle labyrinth back there. And honestly, dude, when I was looking at this, it's a lot of these figures look like they could have influenced Guillermo del Toro's films today, like a movie like Pan Labyrinth that uses these monsters in a similar colors, Look at this. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, the painting I just showed you, Ulus Pants, you can see a lot of this coloration here. It's a girl, this little girl, I forget the character's name, but she goes into this labyrinth, aka dream world, comes across, freaking straight up monstrous creatures. I forget what the name of that main one is. There's also the one that does the freaking eye thing like that, dude. That's pretty gnarly. But definitely looks Like, honestly, a lot of them look like kaijus from Pacific Rim, dude, which is freaking sick. Was that Guillermo del Toro?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't think that's derived from any like kaiju. Sounds more of like an East Asian cultural reference. But honestly, I'm not sure. Maybe it is. Maybe kaiju's a monster from another realm. So who really knows? But the artist got that idea from, I think, surrealists. They feel very, very heavily influenced by that. So it's sick to see these dank films that we have nowadays influenced by stuff from early 20th century art movement. So it's dope to see the mediums being transgressed here, which is fires me up. And I also saw I think I saw for the first time Pan's Labyrinth by myself when I was in college. I think it came like back. They like, they'll bring the movies back for cheap, and I remember seeing it at like the Price Center because I had nothing to do. My boys were busy at their respective colleges, probably raging it up, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go cruising and see Pan's Labyrinth, and it was a dank movie. Dude, but just moving on, more examples, and my boy Guillermo del Toro, freaking love his films. The movie Shape of Water, dude. Look at this movie, dude. The coloration. Think about the color scheme in Shape of Water. Everything's blue. Look at the background here. And you know what? If you're looking on YouTube right now, you're probably asking yourself, and for the listeners at home, I pulled a picture here that does heavily, prominently feature Michael Shannon. Why would I not show the water monster? I was just talking about Ulus Pants and these dreamlike monsters that show up. We all have dreams, aka nightmares, and monsters that appear in them. And then, that if you look at, even though that one, the lady from Shape of Water, they ended up, spoiler alert, boning, which was sick, and that fired me up, and they became like BF and GFs, which is freaking sick, and that gets me pumped. But honestly, dude, Michael Shannon's face, to me, the serious of it, he does have. I think I did pull an image here, Aaron, just look at here. He has somewhat of a Dali-esque nose. That's not a knock. I'm a fan of Dali's look. The dude was bleaching his hair in 1923. The guy was a friggin' legend, dude. He was an eccentric dude. Dennis Rodman style character. And you got Shannon here with the Dali. Look at this lantern jaw here. You in surrealist paintings, you do get more of curved things. You have Dali's dripping clocks and the persistence of memory. But here you have, Shannon's rock solid face, somewhat seeming more of like an impressionist style thin line here. But that's could be derivative here. And what's going on in Shannon's dome here? What type of dreams is he having? I imagine he just dreams of just oak trees, just forests, just straight up. He seems a man who's set in his ways, And I hear, just stories that I've heard from friends that he's a chill dude. They're not too concerned about acting, even though when he's on screen, he's got command of it, and that just fires me up. So, right here, I just have for me, the persistent memory of Shannon is just a baller. That movie Mud that he's in, dude, so good in that, dude. He's amazing in that Tom Ford movie. What is it, dude? The art one with...
Nocturnal Animals?
Yeah, that's it. It's Tom Ford, or is it Michael Kort? Who is that?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford, yeah. I knew it was like a designer, director. Dude, he's amazing in that movie. And I think of all actors, I think maybe Willem Dafoe could rival him as having a very, I don't know if their faces are surreal, but they've got stakes, and they're making me think. And honestly, they would affect my dreams. So maybe in that way, they are surreal. Cruising down some more surrealist artists here. If you were to put a Max Ernst poster on your dorm room wall, people would be talking. They'd be like, "That guy, who is that? Why is that senior? Why is that fourth year still living in the fresh room dorms? What is he, a pervert?" They might be asking you that question, but they are probably respecting your ability to discuss art and your intellectual prowess. So creep, you got to do really the cost-benefit analysis there. So maybe you don't put the Ernst painting on your wall. Maybe you stick to the Dali. But in any case, let's discuss The Barbarians by Max Ernst. This explores his own childhood memories, subconscious mind, as well as primitive, pagan, mythological, and sexual symbols. His concept of, I like to just say the word sexual. When I get to say sexual in a context that's not creepy or weird, which I'm, of course, making it creepy and weird right now as I say it, I do enjoy being able to read it. So I'm going to indulge myself at this moment here, and I'm going to reread the description of Max Ernst's painting, The Barbarians, and really be able to say it without any sort of second guessing of myself. I will not enter my subconscious. I will sleep my full 8 hours, knowing I can say the word sexual in the sentence that's about to be uttered in a few moments' time here. And I'll be fired up about it. It won't be creepy. It won't be weird. I, of course, have already made it that, so I'm negating myself in saying this, but still, I've traversed this path, and I will execute accordingly now. So let's just go ahead and explore Max Ernst, the painting with The Barbarians. It explores his own childhood memories, subconscious mind, as well as his primitive pagan mythological and sexual symbols. His concept of barbarians as creatures of surreal landscape is a meditation on the theme of forms and forces of life, where there are underlife and superlife species. Direct analogies of Freudian concept of the ego, superego, and id as parts of human personality. I love this, dude. You got to imagine when Max is painting this. Talk about him like my boy Max, dude. My dog Ernst, painting this. He's tapping into his subconscious while doing it. You almost want to be like, dude, are they getting sleepy while painting these things? And by the way, Aaron, now that you've seen this I think is why I talked about kaijus earlier. Couldn't you see those being like kaijus, those barbarian monsters?
Oh yeah,
right there.
Yeah, totally.
They totally look like it, right? Just me and you, dude, in the stream. What's it called? The stream when they're
The drift.
The drift. Dude, the drift. I mean, what a subconscious term right there. I mean, come on, dude. In your sort of being an artist one-on-one with that robot and machine, I freaking love that. That feels very, very Japanese with me. In Japanese, they talk about robots having souls, everything in nature having souls, Shintoism, and that just fires me up. Also, what I'm fired up on right now is the title Barbarians, and I realized this when I was reading I was taking that online course that I mentioned a few episodes when we did 1001 Nights. The Odyssey, the term barbarian is Greek in nature and comes to Greeks, and it's sort of a unchill and culturally insensitive term, of course, because the Greeks made it up because they said when they would hear other languages, it sounded like bar, what they were hearing. And then from that, we get barbarian. So that's sort of the etymology of the word barbarian. But, everything comes full circle because now we have an expression that says when we don't understand maybe, not someone's language, but it may be a concept like surrealism or something else, we'd go, oh, it's all Greek to me. So take that, Oedipus. So yeah, dude, that Max Ernst painting fires me up. Very sick. Tapping into the ego, a lot of subconscious things going on here. That fires me up, dude. Our true selves, we have our conscious selves, our subconscious selves. A lot of time they merge when you're getting freaking buzzed, which is what you're doing freshman year. So maybe, if you're a freshman in a dorm room, you go, dude, yeah, man, I was sipping on some natty lights, getting my buzz on, tapping into my subconscious self, dude. And then freaking, I just got fired up on this surrealist art. So it makes perfect sense. I think surrealism really defines, it happened. The movement started in like the 1920s, and what are you in your 19s or 20s in college? I mean, dude, the ties here, they're freaking sick. Are they concrete? No, but they're firing me up right now. So let's move on to the last surrealist painting that I wanted to share with you guys, and it's my dog JT's favorite, and we saw this when we were in New York, and it's The Son of Man by René Magritte. You guys all know this one. It's the dude in the bowler hat and tie with the apple over his face, and you're going, what does this mean, dude? What's going on here, right? So let's see, dude. And this is, according to this article that I pulled, possibly the most iconic surrealist painting of all time, as it offers numerous reinterpretations. It's shown up in a Michael Jackson music video, Scream. It's in the Alejandro Jodorowsky's film Holy Mountain, which I didn't know of. And then I watched the trailer on YouTube, which I recommend. Go watch the trailer for Alejandro Jodorowsky's film Holy Mountain. And let me tell you, there's a lot of edgy stuff going on. It's like edgy on top of edgy. And there's no narrative. So I feel like this is a very surrealist film in itself. It's like, I don't know what I think the point of the movie is just about like people succumbing to religious for like maybe the cult aspect of religion. So and this is from the 70s, and a lot of you got, this is following Manson stuff, and there's a lot of I don't know when the Jonestown was. It's not so much culty. This is mainly a dissection of religion and the fervor behind it. But yeah, the imagery in this movie looks very gnarly, and it's remastered. Dude, I feel like it's creepier. Like, you watch Apocalypse Now remastered, dude, the violence in it, it's so blunt. And in fact, the violence in Pan's Labyrinth is very blunt on purpose from Guillermo del Toro. But those older movies, dude, like when they're using, like I always talk about The Thing, the John Carpenter movie, dude, you go and watch like the alien stuff, like it's not CGI. There is an aesthetic there that's just inherently creepier. Would you agree with that, Aaron? Like,
Oh, 100%. Practical effects are so much better and can be so much more effectively used.
Totally. And it's so creative the way they do it. It's so cool to watch. I mean, CGI makes certain things awesome, but yeah, the practical, like, dude, like The Exorcist, the practical effects on that, you're like, oh, dude, I still am terrified from that movie. Like, anytime I'm alone, like camping, dude, I'm like, the devil's gonna get me out here in the woods. It's gonna happen. It's my, it's my Catholic upbringing for sure. But I'm like, I can handle scary movies, but dude, when you got devil stuff, dude, and when you got devil stuff crawling on walls upside down, when people start going upside down, I start turning movies off. That's what happens. That's what's going on. I'm definitely not sleeping well that night. I'm definitely not gonna be able to tap into my subconscious and create good surrealist art. Terrifying surrealist art, maybe. Maybe some stuff that would, tap into some Dutch painter's dreams, like Klimt, or something like that. Klimt, my dog Gustav Klimt. Maybe if he went surrealist on us, that'd be terrifying. So anyway, freaking René Magritte. Dude, it also shows up in one of the dankest movies of all time, the Thomas Crown Affair. Thank you. Very, and here it goes again, sexual film, Thomas Crown Affair. Just posting up, listening to some Nina Simone, dude, pulling off heists. And I talked about this. I mean, would love to be a pirate. It's like basically being a heist crew with your boys in the Caribbean getting bronze. But, that is anachronistic of me. I think if I'm living now, being part of an art heist crew would be so sick. And Aaron, I would be honored if you were in my art heist crew. I feel like you'd be, maybe just because you're on the sticks right now, you're like the dude in the van parked outside that like is tapping into security cameras and stuff, letting me know when I can move and not.
Yeah.
Could you imagine
I'm
that?
also a pretty good driver, so.
Oh yeah, you would definitely. There's no question. Yeah, I mean, dude, honestly, what you just did right there that's value added. You just eliminated a driver, dude, in our crew, and just made all of our shares go up from the when we steal frickin' the Son of Man.
Nice.
So yeah, that was sick of you. And I mean, honestly, dude, I would say you get double share, but that might make the other dudes in the crew upset. So we got to just split it all evenly if you're chill with that.
It's still more for everybody.
Thanks, dude. That's sick. So the painting is a surreal self-portrait of the author, Magritte, but the very phrase, the Son of Man, also refers to Jesus and thus creates suspense and tension. Men with bowler hats are a frequent motif in Magritte's paintings, but here the man's face is hovered by the strange green apple, stating the unstable relation between the visible and hidden, and also conscious and subconscious in human personality. Sick themes. Very sick themes, dude. I mean, if I was a freshman in my dorm, I would take that exact painting and then I would have to bastardize it and maybe put like a natty light, Keystone light, something that I'm chugging at that time, instead of the green apple on the man's face. And it could be sort of a dissection of myself when I'm buzzed. Often I talk about my buzz. I think it was in Roman culture and probably Greek before that, they would talk about one's genius. It wasn't, oh, Socrates is a genius. It goes, no, he's tapping into his genius. It's something that possesses him and he possesses it to a degree. So I would talk about my buzz. When if I got pulled over in college, and I don't condone drinking and driving, but maybe on a skateboard, and they would always have horror stories of you were buzzed skateboarding, you could get a ticket, which is on chill. But I would be, officer, no. It's not me skating, it's my buzz skating. So sure, you can take him in to custody, but when I sober up, I'm out, dude. Okay, deal? Thank you. So That's a sick argument. You know, don't call me a lawyer, but, you know, don't sue me if I call myself one. Let's see here. Oh, and then I promised an example of a Dadaist art piece. And this is Marcel Duchamp's ready-made art fountain. Surrealism came around in the 1920s, and this is stuff that I wrote, so let's just find what I'm saying here. Came on the art scene, sprung from the Dadaist movement. Yes, I wrote that. I just wanted to remind myself. The avant-garde, which I talk about avant-garde lovemaking often. And so avant-garde is an art term that means forward guard, forward moving, progressive. This fringe art movement, Dada, is supposed to be nonsensical and satirical of art itself and culture at large. This 1917 piece entitled Fountain, consisting of a porcelain urinal signed R. Mutt. This came out in April of 1917. And it was an ordinary piece of plumbing from the time chosen by Duchamp. And so I think the idea behind this piece is it's the fact that he had the idea. So he's maybe having a commentary on the art is ideas. And you go, oh, I myself could take a urinal, go purchase one on Amazon, probably have it droned over to me and my Jeff's dank apartment, and then turn it upside down, sign it freaking Strider's dank, and then call it art. But here's the thing, I didn't have the original idea. Duchamp did, or R. Mutt, maybe this subconscious character of his. Interesting to think about, and it fires me up thinking about. So, you know, those are just, you know, if you've got a kid and you're listening and he's going to be at college, maybe you get him a dank surrealist poster to go in his dorm room or something like that. Maybe you get Magritte's The Son of Man instead of Dali's Persistence of Memory. Or maybe you stick to what works. I don't know. In any case, I like to explore that, and I think surrealist art in dorm rooms makes perfect sense. It's a time of discovering oneself, exploring the ego and the id, and doing it in a group setting and in an individual setting. And I really think it really captures the essence, especially when it comes to the Great Masturbator and my own experience. So let's go ahead and take some questions at this moment in time. Sorry we're running a little bit. I know we're actually running pretty well here. We're looking all right. Probably 10 more minutes of questions. Let's do this nice and quick. This is from Joseph Decio. Oh, by the way, Aaron, I didn't mean to ask you this. Did you have any dank posters on your dorm room wall, or do you have any currently on your wall?
I didn't. I mean, I was living at home when I went to college.
Commuting. Very nice.
So yeah, I was commuting. I mean, I had a pretty sweet Cornholio poster.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, fun fact, Mike Judge went to UC San Diego.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Beast.
I got a sweet Monty Python and the Holy Grail poster in college.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. That all-time, is that the one that has the joke of like the...
No, it's like they're all standing around with like little cups. It's like clearly in a break. They're just all in a group.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude,
in black and white.
Sick. So sick. That's a fire poster. See, that tells me if I'm in there, dude, and we're making friends, you're making new friends in college, and I see that poster on your wall, it tells me about you. You know, maybe the surrealist thing would tell me about your subconscious a little bit. But this is telling me this guy likes to laugh. This guy likes to have fun. He's got a good sense of humor. Let's go crush a natty light together. Play some Pong, dude. Honestly, I'd ask you, Aaron, would you do me the honor and be my partner in Pong tonight, dude? But I would ask you.
I'm pretty garbage at ping pong.
It's okay, dude.
Yeah.
It's about having good sometimes the convo you're having is fire too. And honestly, maybe your buzz is pretty fire at Pong. Got to think about that. Okay, we got a question here from Joseph Decio. So stoked on the new pod. Thank you, my dog. Curious to know your opinions on the Korean War. What do you think about some of the battles and important events of the era? Stay healthy, and thanks for keeping my stoke up. I mean, dude, I think that's referred to as the Forgotten War. I've been to the Korean War Memorial in D.C. It's like some soldiers traversing through some terrain, and I think it's supposed to capture. I think they might be faceless because, you know, we forgot the soldiers that went and served there. I mean, I think we lost, I mean, as far as deaths, I don't think it surpassed Vietnam, but there was like in all like wounded, missing, injured, like almost 150,000 American casualties, millions, I think like over 500,000 Chinese, probably over 1 million Korean, maybe including North and South, I don't know. Anyway, I know, like, you know, the dank movie, what was the dank South Korean film that just came out this year. It won Best Picture. Why am I blanking on it? Parasite.
Parasite. Yeah.
The dad, dude, in that movie is amazing. But he talks about like the 38th parallel, and that's what it was established when North Korea and the communists crossed that 38th parallel. Then there was the UN, United Nations, after World War II. The U.S. didn't want the spread of communism. We go in there to help, I'm doing air quotes, I guess, South Korea, but also stop the spread of communism. I know I watched the movie MacArthur. Patton is a dank movie about a general. MacArthur is somewhat of a sick movie. It's okay. But in that movie, I learned about Incheon. It was like a very aggressive and risky invasion, like over difficult terrain. And, but it did catch, and it was like a surprise, like I guess the element of surprise was the biggest thing. And when that's the biggest thing you have in battle, it's maybe not the best. It's a little risky. You probably want high ground tactics. You want superior numbers. You want freaking better firepower. You want, probably to be defending over anything than attacking. Yeah, I learned about that assault, which was very successful, amphibious invasion. And then things were hunkered down, and there was like a surprise attack by the Chinese. That inflicted a lot of casualties. And then I don't think, the fact that there's still a North and South Korea, and North Korea has the dictators that are like, probably technically that war still isn't over. I don't know. I think it stopped in the early 50s. I think 53. My GF's grandpa fought in the Korean War. He was a tank driver because he was a farmer. He drove tractors, so he knew how to operate like heavy machinery and qualified him. And I asked my GF, I'm like, and he never, ever talked about anything. I think he talked about it with like my GF's like uncle-in-law, I guess. Uncle brother-in-law, like her aunt's husband. I don't know what that's called. But he was in the Army, and I think like my GF's grandpa would talk about it with him, and that's it. So I'm sure there was some stuff that, obviously the horrors of war. Aaron, do you have any insight on Korean War?
The only thing I kind of know about it is from the show MASH, and I don't even really watch that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't watch.
But yeah, it's crazy how many people were involved. We had almost 2 million Americans fight there. Almost 2 million Chinese and North Koreans. And then there were almost 1 million troops from other countries.
Because of the UN.
Yeah, and then on our side, 170,000 dead. That's mostly South Koreans.
170,000.
Yeah, it's 162
Including
South Koreans.
Wow.
And missing. Sorry, there's 32,000 missing as well. It's it's just bananas for a war that no one really talks about.
Yeah. I bet you if you went down the street, I bet you a lot of people, a good amount, wouldn't know that war happened. It's pretty crazy. What up, Strides? Amped, you got your own pod. Congrats. Thank you, my dogs. My cue is, what would be your hypothetical ideal Cabo squad? You can pick anyone from history to add them to your crew. Just assume Chad, JT, Joe, and your GF are already there. Wishing you luck on this dank endeavor. Brady. Dude, this is an absolutely fire question. This is the type of question I love receiving. This is getting me stoked even just thinking about it. Since he put Chad, JT, Joe, my GF, so that's a squad of 4. Maybe I'll select 4 figures from history I'd like to cruise with and post up in Cabo. Hit Elson, hit frickin' Mango Deck, and then probably water taxi out to a dank boat or something like that and just post up there. So who do I want to post up with on Mango Deck and maybe hit a t-shirt contest, sip some dank Don Julio, and enjoy some Modelo's with? This is a great question. I just talked a lot about surrealists, so that's on my dome right now. Do I want to bring Dali? Honestly, we're in Mexico. He can translate. He's gonna be an excellent conversationalist. He's got bleached hair. It sounds like he parties. So I think, I got to put Salvador Dali in my crew. For sure, I got to put him in my crew. I would love to put who else seems like a straight up chiller, dude? Maybe freaking talked on the pod about Naismith, who invented basketball. I'm like, dude, could he invent some sick drinking game on the spot down there? But Mango Deck's pretty much got that covered, so I don't really need to worry about that. So he's got to be out. You know, I'm thinking of like, oh, do I invite Genghis Khan, dude? But then honestly, dude, he might be too tyrannical. You know what I mean, dude? He might be like, no, we need to go take that frickin' table's bottle service from them, dude. We need to go jack their tequila. We need to frickin' move from our table. And he just usurped the entire Mango Deck, and that's not the vibe I'm looking for. So he's out. You know what I mean? I want someone who's more of a team player, who's sick. Maybe Marcus Aurelius, dude. He'd have some sick conversations, dude. He seems pretty just. He's a fire dude. I think I got to get him in there. You know what I mean? Then I think I want Napoleon there because he's going to talk about, oh, dude, you know, everyone's not, I'm short. That's why none of these ladies are paying attention to me. But you know what? It's going to light a fire under all of our butts to get out there and party a little bit harder. And when it comes to boating and stuff, although he was a great land general, but he did spend time on frickin' whatever, Trafalgar, that island, whatever he got banished to, or Waterloo, whatever that was, dude. So he probably knows about how to cruise from island to island. He did escape from one. So that'd be pretty sick. And then, you know, if we're keeping it French, I'm just thinking Joan of Arc. I'm like, dude, you know, we got my GF. I got to get a lady in this crew as well. And I'm thinking of a fire freaking lady from history too. Maybe, you know, Eleanor Roosevelt was dank, dude. She was tight, dude. Might have to get her there. She'd be able to freaking party, dude, and chill. But I think Joan of Arc might be sick too, dude. A leader. You know, she would have some great stories to tell. So, yeah, honestly, dude, she's sacrificial. So she'd be a good wingman for Napoleon, dude, if he's freaking feeling a little bit hurt about his size. So I think that's a fire crew right there. Aaron, who do you got in your crew?
Let's see. Probably Teddy Roosevelt.
Immediately regretting my choices after you just dropped that right there. I mean, that's a great call.
Yeah. Teddy Roosevelt for sure.
Yeah, he'd be posting up in Under Armour and for sure just chilling at Mango Deck. Maybe the office.
I mean, you know who needed to party, but maybe probably wasn't fun to party with, was Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Like, dude died a virgin.
He died a virgin? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Newton died a virgin?
Yeah, too smart for his own good.
Dang, dude.
So I don't know if he'd be fun to party with, but I know he needs to party.
He does need to party, dude, and he knows for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, dude. The love you give is the love you get, bro. Go out there and get some, dude. Yeah, dude, you know what? Newton's in the crew.
Yeah. Probably Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, she's a legend.
Get her in there.
Yep.
Let's see, one more guy.
It's tough. It's a fun question to think about. I
Yeah,
hope if you're cruising in your car on your way to work, you're probably late because we're going a little longer on this ep. That's fine. You tell your boss when you get in there, you go, dude, I was thinking about my freaking all-time historical Cabo crew.
Maybe Cleopatra, but you gotta watch your back with her.
Yeah, I think that's fun. You know, you got to have. You want to live on the edge a little bit. Yeah. I love your call. Honestly, dude, can I cruise with you guys to Cabo? Is that chill?
Yeah, that's chill.
Honestly, let's just go at the same time, dude, and post up at the Mango Deck next to each other. Or maybe go to like freaking Senor Frogs and just, you know, go on the third level, dude, and just freaking post up there and just pop bottles and just, so much fun, dude. The dude, if you've ever been to Senor Frogs, and I've been to Cabo probably over the course of 10 years, a few times. It's sort of a humble brag right there. The same MC dude has been there the whole time, just absolutely killing it. Honestly, dude, I need to interview this guy at some point. Get him on the pod. He's probably seen everything and has the most amazing stories. I think he's like 50 now. The energy on that guy's through the roof. Maybe he's using some PDFs or PEDs, some performance enhancing party drugs. But I think, and maybe he probably also does use PDFs when he's filling out his W-2 or something like that, you know what I mean? But he's definitely using PEDs. And yeah, dude, the guy's just a party legend. So props to that guy. Let's see here. Let me see if I can take one more. I don't know. We're going a little bit long. Yeah, we'll just call it there for now and just friggin' chill. I think we got fire ups. That's friggin' sick. You guys email me some more questions like that. That was so fire. StriderWilsonShreds@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you're fired up. Tap into your subconsciouses. Enjoy yourselves. And just, you know, get out there and get creative. That's what it comes down to. Stay stoked. All right, dude, friggin' lit.